Omegacube. We're going to talk a little bit about the second quarter, the first quarter, of the second moon, which is called a bet. And it works with the universal law of energy and the priest of knowledge, the fire, the top, the heta, and the universal mother. Works with this, what we call the second dimension yin, which is the elemental body of mother. Now, this universal law of energy, this man comes down from the tree. He comes spiraling down from this tree upon the web and the thread of the spider. And they say this is the ninth bundle of time, standing now at the roots of the tree. So this inner circle brought here into this great ocean vast by the gift of this Abet. Now, opening yet another sacred page of this book of the inner acacia does bring forth the connection to many forms of life through this universal way of energy. Now here, now gathered round us are many of our relatives. All of them, they say, for through this way of bet we touch all life. Now unto these, your relatives, we ask, do speak. Now Kuan Yin is present, pouring down mercy and compassion to all the world in great waves of beautiful golden energy and light. Now she handed each a yellow and pink rose with yellow tangerine on it. So as a symbol, yellow being friendship, pink being a universal love, and the rose being a symbol of compassion and mercy. Have friendship with the universe and bring greater love, compassion, and mercy to all things. So feel as comfortable in this universe as with your dearest friends. So this symbol, the bet, also appears as a doorway leading into deeper hidden ways of the earth. The places where the little peoples live, the guardians of the earth mother. The places that are moist and dark and nurturing, where things begin to grow, where seeds take hold and are nurtured and pushing to the light. It's an inward way. Now, these ones that come here, they respond to the activation of the symbol here. They said that they know that this was coming. So that's why they sent these thunder beams and this rainbow. They came through this rainbow. Much of these ones that are here now, they came through this rainbow. And these 7 rays of this, they came down through that. So it was a blessing, a purification before we started here with their presence in this way. So they said it needed to be cleaned first before they would come, and they were gifted with this beautiful rainbow that all saw. Now, they say in order to fully understand this law, it is to incorporate into each part of your own rainbows, and that when the rainbows come in this way, it is a doorway of opportunity for you to work with these ways. These ways come down from this next arrow that comes from this, which is the rainbow, so it connects you to that also. They say that there is also another star system that responds when we want to work with these laws. So this law here that is unknown to our solar system, this is one of the ones that the one they call Bizon comes from. It is all these galaxies, and there are these 12 galaxies that are recently adopted them as relatives in the recent past. And they told us that we would begin to learn more about them as we grow together. And so this is one of the first times that they have come into a ceremony this way from these particular stars. So we're going to learn more about that through these symbols, through these new solar systems and galaxies that have adopted us. And we have adopted into our aura of the earth because of the position that we're taking in the skies and in the heavens. So, now the priests of knowledge. Now, there is the circle of 12 here, and they do come from very far away, and they have opened the doorway by the power of all of them put together. And they are known as the priests of knowledge, and this knowledge is rooted in the substance of creation, which is free will love. Now they say, as one voice, that each universe is created of one of these laws, and so you may in some way understand these 28 pairs as one great moon that holds these universes. Therefore, behold the power of one. Now, as these stars shine and the moon humbles herself unto their orbit, understand this relationship, man to woman. So of these elements of life, understand that their renewal, the earth, the water, the fire, and the air is within you. And it's also within your reach. But to place one hand upon the sun and the other upon the moon in prayer, and to call the breath of the skies to bestow healing. And that even as these four square, these directions and a circle come back to wholeness, these higher dimensions of the heavens are open. And in the ancient one of your joys, these cherubim, these seraphim, these great glories of the heavens, come again within your reach, that you may practice as a human being, being a real person. Now, the ways of love have disciplines. Several of these laws and several of these have been mentioned already. The ways of silence, the ways of being, the ways of pure thought, and the ways of peace. That to enter into the inner course of this temple, which you must climb first, you will be tested thoroughly. So this testing is to set you free, that in humble spirit, full of power, you may enter as a full child of Creator of creation, full of the live knowledge and the heart of the sacred fire before this throne. So this altar, to cast yourself unto this own choice of life, casting open then these doors, see this path eternal, that you may walk once you have completed these tests. 13. Mitakuye oyasi. Now this one, fire, Heta. Now this nation of sacred fire speaks from the heart of all creation, and this is the unity of these universes. This is the unity of this place. This is the unity of ourselves. It is the sacred fire. This fire, which must be purified and tempered by the help of the plant nations, by the help of the Wamakashka, animal teachers, by the patience and the teachings from these Iya Oyate, the stone ones, and by tender care at every moment from these spirit guardians, our ancestors. Now, we rekindle this fire, that which is within our hearts, every time we serve our brother and our sister. Every time we fulfill our vow of earth guardianship, to keep the stone, to keep the plant, to keep the animal, and also to give reverence unto our ancestors, to Creator, to Mother Earth, that these are the 7 elements that that enkindle the fire, the true responsibilities of the child, the children that we are. And so this great and mighty flame, Melchizedek, it burns in potential within your hearts. If you just remember your own ways of service to each other, to the stone, to the plant, and to the animals, reverence to the spirit, and to the earth, and to Creator. So, and these 7 simple actions that are guided with an intuition, with your conscious, within your heart. So, to be as a child is to become the imperishable flame. Itakuye Oyasi. Universal Mother. Now, this one, the Universal Mother, she has sent her daughter. And here she has spoken, this one, Ama Jaya Kuan Yin. And now the mother, she sends her blessing. That truly, this symbol of Bet is It is the aura and the essence of these universes. It is what brings the 28 days into balance. It is the reflection of the moon and the power of the sun. It is the gentleman's touch to his woman. That as in the greater and in the lesser, and the first is last, the last is first, and in the honor of the woman is the upliftment of man. So this one, the Universal Mother, she comes standing within these 8 universes in the center of this tree, holding in her hand these fruit 7, and along her body the ornaments of these 28 stations of Grandmother. She says that to perceive who she is beyond our grasp, for we are less than a cell within her. Yet in time, as all her children grow in great compassion, we emerges, then we will sit with her, a free and individualized being, soul of great light again, having completed the seated journey of the stars, that as the great creator's light in the fertile womb of Universal Mother, a new star will be born. And so, through this way of that, take that childlike heart and that flame therein, and touch your relatives, the stone first, the plant, the animal, and in this way learn from the very roots of the tree, the roots of life, the mystery of the inner peaceful heart, and then rise unto the branches, unto the flowers, unto the fruit. So these fruit, which becomes your star, So this is the second dimension, yin, which is the elemental body of Mother. Mitakuye Oyase. Our relatives, we're going to talk about the second dimension, yang, which is the last quarter of the second moon, of the Tukashilas. And through this, as they call it, the electrochemical subconscious realm. The messengers of Esh are the lizard, Nunehi, the immortals, and grandfather Thoth, you could say. So we let me share this at this time. Now, Esh is called the spiritual way of manifestation. Now, relatives, we have shifted into a different place, and this man who comes with this golden wings, this eagle nation, has come with him to help us in the 4 directions. And this great stallion in the center, these horse nations are here. Now, and this one who is the scribe of the sacred tree of life, this one Gabriel, he has his pen with him and his quill, and he is writing in the center of this place words and impressions that are coming to us. And there's also a man here, and he says it is his first time to come here on earth, because he is reincarnated in form and in essence, and his name is Esh. And at this time he is imparting to us all a knowledge, a wisdom, a touch of his presence. And so at this time we invite these messages to come forth. Now, this lizard that works with this law, upon the left shoulder of this heron with this white robe, Esh, sits the lizard of dream time, the knower of the 4th dimension of being that looks within the souls of all the people and helps direct and guard the nighttime journey. That with the help of these horses and these eagles and the many gifts that they bring, that we may travel through the experiences that heal us. Okay, so this lizard, this ancient one, beckons us to taste, to smell, and to experience the reality of these journeys, to accept as real that which we dream, and to know the greater reality when we touch the dreams and it ripples the waters. Mitakuye Oyasi. Now, the Nunehi, the immortals, you could say. Now, this great white bird is indeed a guardian of the earth as it stands in a clear pool that reflects our own natures. We see the beings which live around us emerging from their natural places, from the mountains, from the trees and under places, from the rivers, even from the skies themselves, these immortals, these little ones, the Nunehi, they come. Keepers indeed of ancient knowledges, ancient wisdoms of the healing ways, of the speakings with the plants and the knowing of great things. The keeper of the sacred fire of love. This is their purpose. It is the center of them. And so these little ones, keepers of the elementals, keepers of the diva nations, these Nanuhe, beckon us to become more aware as we walk, to become more aware of the little ones, the invisible ones, the gentle ones that are all around us. For their auras permeate ours. There's not one step that we take without touching one of them. For it is by their life force, the life force of those elementals, of these elementals, the divas, and even the Nunuhe, that our world is created, that our world has its form. And thus, the mother, she is a great body, living being with many children, that even the handful of earth with the dust that pours to the ground, even this is the seed of a new star. And in this practical lessons that we too are grain of this earth that is a seed in a greater place to come. So these immortals, first they bid us awareness, the first lesson. Now in these healing ways, these little ones, they affirm the heart. The heart is the well of living waters, and through the heart and the feelings of compassion, a touch brings restoration. So also that touch with the toes and the heel can bring healing to the earth. To think a good thought from this place of the wellspring of life is to heal the aura of earth, her clothing. And so to feel the sacred feeling that even Emmanuel felt is to bring to all men and women instantaneously a remembrance of how life is, remembrance of how things truly are beyond this veil, Maya illusion. And so the second simple task asked by these Nanuhe is to touch life from the well of Emmanuel, of the Christ, you could say, consciousness. Now these Nanuhe, they are the guardians of the path that leads us from the earth to the stars. They are guardians simply of the first step from the earthborn into the starborn. And therefore, in their third fashion, they say with gentleness. They say with gentleness, with awareness, with the Christ consciousness, discipline yourselves to live. And then all of the inner places, all of the outer places, in even this first step is yours. Mitakuye Oyasi. Now, grandfather thought. Now this great heron, he has many mighty mantles from around the world, that in our language his name is Grandfather Thought. And he is the brother of this ibis king Thoth, or Thoth, however you want to say it. There is a resemblance there. And so, to stand still upon the water, as described in the center pool of thought, to receive the vibrations of the songs of the heavens, and without bias, unmoving, allowing that rhythm to pass to all life is the purpose of the mind of thought. That within the beating of heart, which is timed and rhythm with the DNA, which is attuned and aligned with Creator's own individual plan for you, is your signature of thought. That within your heart, which directs the ways of the mind, is the hello, the greeting, the embracing, the way that Creator knows you. And therefore the first thought of the Creator is, this has become who you are, is the heartbeat, and is the great pool of your mind. To know the Buddha, to know the Yin, is to create your own world of action. So in this non-action, in this receiving from the greater, the inner is greater still. So in stillness, the world balance. Now in the in-between of the breath, the incoming, the outgoing is the pause of the first creation and the pause of the last. That as the Brahma, the Vishnu, the Shiva impart the cycles of life, so even in each breath, the first, the last become. Now the purpose of the human being is to listen, to be at peace, and through that heart, create that heart rhythm, create. So this heron, with outstretched wings in peace, does agree. Mitakuye oyasi.